standard Chevrolet configuration that you and I know.
Yeah.
That's the 18-degree motor. Okay. Then this is an SB2, and you can almost tell by right here on the intake is the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, going right across underneath.
Right.
Yeah.
This has an intake and a lifter valley cover. That, of course, only has an intake.
Yeah.
What they did here was by separating this, it cooled the fuel a little better. All right, but it basically has it has better heads than that, but it's still the normal configuration, what we know as a small block Chevy.
Right.
Now, when you move up to this R07, as you see, everything's different. There's different cylinder heads. The water pumps are specially designed.
Yeah.
The oil pump has been moved over on this side because there is no fuel pump. The fuel pump's driven off of this is a right here. It's like a tack drive.
Oh yeah.
That goes all the way through the car and runs the fuel pump, which is mounted back on the fuel cell.
It's like a flex line, kind of a.
It's right like a tack cable. Is
Okay,
what it is,
yeah. Okay.
And as you see here, they modified the water pumps. This water pump is designed. The normal water pump takes 12 to 15 horsepower.
Yeah.
These water pumps are designed. They have them down to 3 horsepower to run a water pump, versus that water pump on that first one out there. It's going to take you 12 to 15 horsepower to run it. Of course, it got better with the belts. You know, they went to the cog belts and the real small belts to keep them on better.
Jeez,
Here they have a wider drive belt, which drives all the reason they do that is you need to slow the alternator and the power steering pump down, or it burns the fluid and burns the alternator up, because this can't run the 9 grand that the motor runs all day long.
Right.
You know, this is a fuel pressure regulator.
Yeah.
The other thing that in that 18-degree motor or the SB2, it's basically, I mean, it's drilled a little special to move more water.
Yeah.
But what you see is you have parallel lifters, and if you look here, the camshaft is basically halfway down the cylinder hole, which in essence you have a push rod that long.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you move to the R07, they've done a couple things. They staggered the lifters.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, they only Siamese the lifters in the middle, not on the ends, as they did there.
Yeah.
And they raised the cam. The center line of the cam is the top of the cylinder.
Yeah.
What in essence that did was now you have push rods that long.
Yeah.
And it gives you the better, you know.
Yeah.
But this is an R07 motor, and that would be your standard 18-degree or
Is that steel?
yeah, that's steel.
Oh, it's not aluminum?
Yeah, no, that's 5,000. That's 5,000 bucks.
Jesus Christ.
And this is no cam chain belt drive.
Yeah.
You run all the cams with belts.
Yeah.
There, of course, that's the standard. That would be for the standard SB2 or the standard motor. They don't even have an R07 rod here.
Does one intake, one exhaust?
Yeah, that's one of each. So, you know, these are big pistons compared to what I have.
Yeah.
Mine are half that height.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a relatively old one.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, because I see, I remember looking in the surf track where they fucking die cast up the wazoo.
Yeah, if you look here.
Yeah.
And back up here to the fuel pump. That's where the fuel pump is now. And what they did that for is when you get in the wall, I mean, you still see them catch fire, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But years ago, when we had the fuel pump up there, as soon as you got in the wall and the frame bent just a little, it knocked that fuel pump off. Or knock a line off.
Yeah.
And you'd have one hellation fire.
Yeah.
Here, when the motor stops, the fuel pump stops.
Yeah.
You know. This is something like on the COT that it wasn't on the old cars. That silver padding on the end of the fuel cell.
Yeah.
That's to help absorb shock when you hit sideways. Yeah. And all the cars have that foam in the doors, like it shows there.
Yeah.
That's all in the doors on both sides. That's to help eat up the shock also. Not really,
Pretty
not
tough?
considering. They're pretty
They
tough.
don't really power shift or do much. They're always stuck.
Oh
in
yeah,
one.
you should. Once you're moving, you don't use a clutch.
Yeah. Well, but
You
like
just-
they're not shifting all the time. They're
No, No, you don't shift. Once you're in high gear, you're in high gear.
Yeah.
But like when they leave pit road, they don't use the clutch. It's just
they're
bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Now this is the old style. Fuel filler.
Fuel filler, yeah.
That new style is a little bit gay, but
Yeah, it's takes a little longer to fill, eh?
well, yeah, it's because they're vending. See, these only vended through them tubes, so it went quick. The new ones need to vent into themselves. In other words, you're catching the vent back into the can.
Yeah.
When did they, have they changed the spindles over the years?
No, not really.
No?
That's pretty much the Impala spindle. To be very honest, somehow or another.
I thought the top of that used to be a lot lower.
Well-
where it all sitting right inside the wheel.
Well, no, not these spindles have always been. These are drop spindles. They've always been pretty much like that. I mean, there is different configurations, don't get me wrong, but not. That's your basic Chevrolet Impala spindle.
Literally input from all of General Motors and all.
Wow, that's a new piece, eh?
Yeah.
This engine is the first engine for General Motors and Chevrolet.
Do they have a limit of?
Literally a purpose-built race engine.
Is that actually?
Take a few minutes here while you.
What's that?
Is this signal actually take?
Yeah, that's done.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
To the RS7.
Little thing.
We love the fan.
Every section of the car is inspected
Yeah.
by NASCAR, and then there's one like this would be what they call the tail section. Has all the electronic data in about this car.
Yeah.
The same way with the front, the same way with the cage. All of that's inspected by NASCAR before you may put the car together or put it on the racetrack. So when they go to the racetracks, all they do is scan that, and they know everything about it. They know which car is which. And they did right at first try to change them. Well, that don't work. You can't do it. They catch you right away. So every car has 4 of them on. Tail, nose, cage, and the seat. It's all inspected.